Shiva Mahapuranam, Rudra Samhita, Parvati Khanda, Chapter 34, The Story of Anaranya. Vashishta said, the king Anaranya hailed from the race of Indra Savarni, the 14th Manu. Anaranya was a great devotee of Shiva and the sun Mangalaranya, and he ruled the seven islands of earth. He appointed Bhrigu as his priest and performed 100 Ashwamedha sacrifices. Though he was offered the position of Indra by the gods, but he declined the offer. O Himalaya, the king had 100 sons and a daughter named Padma, who was as beautiful as Lakshmi. O Himalaya, as compared to the amount of love the king had with his 100 sons, he loved his daughter much more than all the sons. The king had 5 chief queens who were quite dear to him. They were therefore quite fortunate. The daughter was grown up in the palace of her father. He sent letters in search of a suitable match for her. Once the sage Pippalada was about to move towards his hermitage when he spotted a Gandharva in the secluded orchard. He was well versed in the science of erotics, and in the company of his wife he was completely engrossed in the ocean of passions and lust. Finding the couple in that erotic position, his passions were aroused. Neglecting his penance, he thought of his marriage. Thus, suffering from the lustful passions, Pippalada, the best of the sages, spent much of his time wandering uselessly. Once the excellent sage was going to the river Pushpabhadra for taking a bath when he suddenly spotted the princess Padma, resembling Lakshmi in beauty. The sage asked the people of the vicinity about the girl. The people, who were afraid of a curse of the sage, told him. The people said, this girl is Padma, the daughter of the king Anaranya. She is extremely virtuous and is desired by several kings. Brahma said, the sage who was desirous of that girl, listening to the truthful words of the people, became upset. O Himalaya, then the sage took it. O Himalaya, then the sage took his bath and then adored Shiva, his family god. Thereafter, the lustful sage went to the king, who in panic bowed in reverence to him, offering Madhuparka besides adoring him with devotion. Accepting his adoration, the sage asked for the hand of his daughter. The king, who was unable to speak out anything, kept quiet. The sage said, O king, you give your daughter to me, otherwise I shall reduce you to ashes in no time. O sage, all the servants of the king felt disturbed with the brilliance of the sage. Looking at the old Brahmana, the king started crying with his kiths and kins. The queens too, who were also unable to do so, started crying. The chief queen and the mother of the girl also became upset with grief. O Himalaya, his sons too felt extremely painful. What more to speak, all the relatives of the king felt sad. In the meantime, the learned Brahmanas, the excellent preceptor, and the priests came to the king. The king, offering his salutation to them, adored them and started crying before them. He apprised them of the entire situation and inquired from them about the future course of action. Thereafter, the preceptor of the king, the Brahmana, Pandita, and the priest, and 2 scholars, well versed in polity, convinced the king. The king, the queens, the boys, and the girl were all feeling painful at heart. Observing them, the preceptor as well as the priest spoke the words for the welfare of all. The preceptor and the priest said, O intelligent king, you listen to the benevolent words of both of us. Don't be grief stricken with your kith and kins. You divert your wisdom towards the scriptures. O king, today or after some time or a year, you have to give away the girl in marriage. We do not find a groom better than the Brahmana. By giving away the girl in marriage to the sage, you protect your entire kingdom and the riches. When the entire kingdom and riches are bound to the destroyed for the sake of one person, then giving her you protect your kingdom, unless it is an object which had taken refuge with you. Vasishtha said, on hearing the words of the wise people, the king lamented again and again, but ultimately offered his daughter completely adorned with ornaments to the excellent sage. O Himalaya, the sage married the girl appropriately, and he went home with Padma, who was as beautiful as Lakshmi. By giving away his daughter to the old Brahmana and feeling painful at heart, deserting his kiths and kins, he went to the forest for the performing of the tapas. O Himalaya, after the departure of her husband, his wife also died in grief. Without the king, the priest, and other respectable people were all fainted. All the other people were overpowered with grief and they were breathing heavily. Anaranya, on the other hand, performed hard tapas in the forest and adoring Shiva, he achieved the best place in Shivaloka. Kirtiman was the eldest son of the king who ruled the people like his own son. O Himalaya, at your instance I have narrated the excellent story of Anaranya who saved his entire kingdom by giving away his daughter. O Giriraja, you may similarly give away your daughter to Shiva and protect your race. By doing so, you will make the gods even subservient to yourself. Iti Shri Shiva Mahapurane Dvitiyayaং Rudra Samhitayaং Tritiye Parvati Khande Anaranya Charita Varnanang Nama Chatustringshodhyayah. Chapter 35. The story of Padma and Pippalada. Narada said, O dear one, what did Giriraja do after listening to the story of Anaranya? You please tell me. Brahma said, listening to the story of the king Anaranya, including that of his Kanyadana, Himalaya asked Vasishtha with folded hands. Himalaya said, O excellent sage, O ocean of mercy, and the son of Brahma, you have narrated the astonishing story of Anaranya. What did the daughter of Anaranya, known as Padma, do after her marriage with Pippalada? It would be quite a blissful story. Vasishtha said, the sage Pippalada was too old, but he went with his wife Padma, the daughter of Anaranya, to his hermitage. He started lovingly living there. He was not sensuous, and he engaged himself daily in the performance of religious rites. Padma, the daughter of Anaranya, served her husband with devotion, mentally, by speech and her actions, like Lakshmi serving Vishnu. Once, when she was going for a bath in the divine river, wearing a serene smile on her face, she was spotted by Dharmaraja, who had taken to the form of a man. He was mounted over the beautiful gem-studded chariot. He was adorned with various ornaments, was quite young, and was beaming like Kamadeva. Looking at beautiful Padma, the wife of the sage, he intended to test her inner feelings. Dharmaraja said, O beautiful one, you are charming and youthful, and are fit to be enjoyed by the king. O slender-waisted one, you are not at all suitable for the old sage Pippalada. I am speaking the truth. The cruel Brahmana always remains engaged in the performing the tapas and is on the death's door. Leaving him, you look at me, who happens to be the king. I am well versed in erotic exercises besides being lustful. One attains beauty because of the merits of the earlier birth and with the passionate embrace of both of us. It would be successful. O beautiful one, I am husband of thousands of beautiful damsels and am well versed in the science of love. Leaving that old husband, you take me as your servant. You make your life successful by roaming about with me in the lonely forests, beautiful mountains, and river banks. Vashishta said, thus speaking, he got down from the chariot and he was about to catch hold of her. The chaste girl said to him, Padma said, away, away, you go. O sinful king, in case you cast your lustful eyes on me, you are sure to be destroyed in no time. How can I resort to you, since you are lecherous and mad after woman, forsaking the sage Pippalada, whose body has been sanctified by the penance? With the mere touch of a person under the influence of woman, all the merits are destroyed. Such a person is a great sinner, and his sight alone earns sins. Even when the holy rites are performed by a person who is lustful for woman, he remains impure. The gods and all the people hate him. A person who a person who has been overpowered by a woman, his divine wisdom, penance, recitation, performing of Homa, worship, education, and the charities are of no use to him. I am like your mother, and you are talking to me like a beloved. Because of this, in due time, you will have to face destruction because of my curse. Vashishta said, at these words of Padma, Dharmaraja, the lord of the gods, shedding away the form of a king, took to his original form of Dharmaraja, shaking at the same time. Dharmaraja said, O mother, I am Dharmaraja, the preceptor of the learned preceptors. O chaste lady, I always treat the others' wives as mothers. Though I had been fully aware of the feelings of your heart, still I, in order to know your feelings, moved by the destiny, had come to you. O chaste lady, you have subjugated me, and this has been quite appropriate. The Lord has prescribed punishment for those who do not follow the path of righteousness. I bow in reverence to Shiva, who is competent enough, bestows pleasure and pain, besides fortunes and misfortunes. He is competent enough to develop love with the friends and enmity with the enemies, who is competent enough for the creation and destruction of the universe. Salutation to such a type of Shiva, who is the one who has bestowed whiteness to milk, made the water as a cool, and the fire has been given the power of burning. Salutation to such a type of Shiva. He is the one who, with the performing of tapas, created Mahat and Prakriti, and the one who created Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and others. Salutation to such Shiva. Brahma said, thus speaking, Dharmaraja, the preceptor of the universe, silently stood before her, getting surprised by her chastity and devotion to her husband. O Himalaya, the princess, being the wife of Pippalada, the chaste Padma, looking at Dharmaraja, felt surprised and spoke. Padma said, O Dharmaraja, you happen to be the witness of all the people. Why are you trying to test my mind? O Brahman, whatever was done by me, I am not at all at fault. O Dharma, I had cursed you because of the nature of a woman, or by ignorance. How could it be removed? I feel concerned about it. Let me get that knowledge to enable me to feel peaceful. The directions, the sky, the wind could get destroyed, but the words of curse pronounced by a chaste woman can never be otherwise. You were complete with all the 4 feet in Satya Yuga, like the full moon. Similarly, O Dharmaraja, you will always be there. With your destruction, the entire creation would be destroyed, and I am keeping on talking uselessly. O best of the gods, in Treta Yuga you will lose one foot, 2 feet in Dwapara, 3 feet in Kali Yuga, and at the arrival of Satya Yuga, you would again be completed. During the period of Satya Yuga, you would become all pervading, while in the rest of the yugas, your domination shall remain in selected pockets. Let my words be pleasant for you. Now I shall leave to serve my husband. You also go to your abode. Brahma said, thus listening to the words of Padma, Dharmaraja felt pleased. O Narada, he spoke to Padma, who had been so talking. Dharmaraja said, O chaste lady, you are graceful. Let you meet with welfare. Because of the protection from you, let your husband be youthful and become powerful for the conjugal pleasure, besides being religious minded, virtuous, clever in speech, and let his youthfulness remain eternal. O Padma, he shall enjoy long life like Markandeya, wealthy like Kubera, possess fortunes like Indra, devotee of Shiva like Vishnu, besides possessing wisdom comparable to Brahma and Brihaspati. You will always enjoy the fortune of your husband throughout your life, and your youthfulness shall be everlasting. You will be the mother of 10 sons having long life, each one of whom would be more virtuous than your husband. Your abode will remain filled with all types of riches and would be more illustrious than Kubera even. Vashishta said, O Himalaya, thus speaking, Dharmaraja kept quiet. Then Padma circumambulated him and returned to her abode. Dharmaraja also left the place, showering blessing over Padma, and since then he praised Padma in every gathering. She used to enjoy the conjugal pleasures with her husband daily in a lonely place. In due course of time, she gave birth to the sons who were more intelligent than their father. Then her abode was filled with all types of riches, which increased the pleasure of the husband and wife, and the cause of comforts in both the lokas. O Giriraja, I have thus spoken out the ancient history of both of them, which you listen with respect. Thinking on these lines, you better give away your daughter Parvati to Shiva. Don't be angry with Mena on this account. An auspicious combination of planets is approaching after a week, which is rarely found. The presiding planet of the Lagna is in Lagna itself. The moon is in conjunction with his sun Mercury, as well as the constellation Rohini. The moon and the stars occupy pure positions. The month is Margashirsha and the day is Monday, free from all the blemishes. All the planets are in auspicious conjunction. They are not influenced by the evil planets. The Jupiter is in a position which is conducive to the birth of a fortunate child and all the good fortunes to the groom. O Lord of Mountain, give away your daughter Parvati, the mother of the universe, the primordial being, to Shiva, the father of the universe. Then you become peaceful and contented. Brahma said, thus speaking, then the sage Vashishta, who was the foremost among the learned people, reciting the name of Shiva in his mind, kept quiet. Iti Shri Shiva Mahapurane Dvitiyayang Rudra Samhitayang Tritiye Parvati Khande Padma Pippalada Charita Varnanang Nama Panchatrinshadhyayah, Chapter 36, Advice of the Seven Sages. Brahma said, Listening to the words of Vasishtha with his wife and the servants, Himalaya felt surprised and then spoke to his mountain relatives. Himalaya said, O Sumeru, Gandhamadana, Mandara, Mainaka, Vindhya, and other mountains, you listen to my words. What should I do in view of the words of the sage Vasishtha? You give the subject a hearty thought and then speak out to me. Brahma said, all the mountains like Sumeru and others decisively but lovingly said to Himalaya. The mountains said, O adorable one, what have we to think about? The task has already been established. She has been born for the establishment of the task of the gods. Therefore, you give away Parvati to Shiva. She has been born for the sake of Shiva alone. She performed tapas to achieve Shiva, who has already consulted for the same. Brahma said, listening to the words of Meru and other mountains, Himalaya felt delighted, while Girija started laughing in her mind. Arundhati, on the other hand, narrated several types of historical events to Mena and convinced her. Thereafter, Mena, the wife of Himalaya, felt pleased and convinced over the cause of the marriage. Then she served food to the sages Arundhati and Shailaraja, and thereafter took the food herself. Then the learned Shailaraja, serving well all the sages, spoke to them with folded hands the appropriate words which were free from confusion. Himalaya said, O Saptarshis, you please listen to my words. I have been relieved of the confusion listening to the story of Shiva and Shiva, my body wife Menaka, my body wife Mainaka, and other sons, the daughter, and all the Riddhis, as well as the Siddhis, belong to Shiva. There is no doubt about it. Brahma said, thus speaking, he, with great honor, adorning his daughter with all the ornaments, put her into the lap of the sage. Then Shailaraja lovingly spoke to the sages, I have taken a firm decision to marry Parvati to Shiva. The sages said, O Giriraja, you are the donor, the goddess Parvati is the alms, while Shiva happens to be a beggar. What could be the better combination than this, O Himalaya? The reason for which your peaks are adored is because of your being the lord of the mountains. Therefore, you are quite graceful. Brahma said, thus speaking, the Saptarshis, with a spotless heart, blessed the girl that she should provide the best of comforts to Shiva. Touching her with their hands, they said, you will earn fortunes, and the virtues to you would increase like the moon of the bright fortnight. Thus speaking, all the seven sages showered flowers over her, blessing her. At that point of time, Arundhati, with her noble face, narrated the virtues of Shiva. The beard and the moustaches of Himalaya were smeared with the powder of turmeric and saffron, according to the worldly conventions, as an auspicious custom. After settling about the auspicious time of Lagna for the marriage, besides congratulating and complimenting one another, the sages returned to the abode of Shiva on the fourth day. Reaching Kailasha, the abode of Shiva, Vasishtha, together with other sages, bowed in reverence to Shiva and offered prayer to him, reciting hymns. Thereafter they spoke to Shiva. The sages said, O God of gods, O Mahadeva, O Supreme Lord, you kindly listen to our performance with Himalaya. We narrated to Mena and Giriraja several types of statements and examples from the ancient scriptures, as a result of which they have been enlightened. Parvati has been engaged with you by the Lord of Mountains. It is not otherwise. Now you please start with your attendants and the gods for the marriage. O great God, O Lord, you should now go to the house of Himalaya and marry Parvati for the birth of Kumara Kartikeya. Brahma said, the delightful Shiva, who was well versed in the people's tradition, listened to the words of the sages quite delightfully and then spoke to them smilingly. Shiva said, O sages, I have neither heard nor seen a marriage. The way you have done earlier, you do it now similarly. Brahma said, on hearing the auspicious common words of Shiva, they spoke smilingly to the Lord Sadashiva. The rishis said, you please invite the entire community besides Vishnu with his retinue, Brahma with his sons, Indra, the Lord of gods, all the sages, Yakshas, Gandharvas, Kinnaras, Siddhas, Vidyadharas, and Apsaras. Besides them, all others should be respectfully invited. All of them would establish your task. There is no doubt about it. Brahma said, thus speaking, all the Saptarshis at the command of Shiva, praising the Lord for his divine ways, returned to their abode. Iti Sri Shiva Mahapurane Dvitiyayang Rudra Samhitayang Tritiye Parvati Khande Saptarshi Saptarishi Vachanang Nama Shattringshodhyayah